They were Rome's iron fist in the far reaches of its empire, an elite fighting force feared by enemies from the sands of Hispania to the hills of Britannia. But sometime around the year 120 AD, an entire legion of over 5,000 men simply vanished. No ancient historian recorded their fate. No ruins tell the story of their final stand. This is the mystery of Legio IX Hispana, the lost Ninth Legion. To understand how a Roman legion could disappear, we must first trace the footsteps of the men themselves. The ninth story begins long before Britain's misty frontiers. The legion first fought in Julius Caesar's Gallic Wars, earning a reputation for ferocity. After serving in Spain, they became known as Legio Nona Hispana, the Ninth Spanish Legion. By the 1st century AD, Rome had set its sights on a land at the edge of the known world, Britain. In 43 AD, Emperor Claudius launched a massive invasion. Among the troops sent to tame this wild territory were the hardened veterans of the Ninth Legion. Britain was unlike any province Rome had conquered. Forested, storm-swept, and fiercely defended by tribes like the Iceni, conquest came at a brutal price. In 60 AD, the famous Iceni queen, Boudica, led a fiery rebellion that nearly expelled Rome from the island. The Ninth Legion was caught off guard. Their infantry was massacred. Only a small cavalry detachment survived. Yet the legion endured, rebuilt, and continued its grim work on Britain's frontiers. After the rebellion, Rome stationed the Ninth at Eboracum, modern York, tasking them with holding northern Britain. They faced enemies unlike any they'd fought before, guerrilla-style warriors of the Brigantes and Caledonian tribes who struck hard and melted back into the misty highlands. By the early 2nd century, the Ninth was still at the forefront of Roman control, building roads, fortresses, and imposing Rome's will. Inscriptions from York prove their presence as late as 108 AD. But then, the trail goes cold. Sometime around 120 AD, the Ninth Legion disappears from all records. There are no mentions of their campaigns, no rosters in later legion lists. By the time the 6th Legion moved into York, the Ninth's name was gone. How could Rome lose an entire legion? And why would they erase its memory? What happened in the misty hills of Britain or beyond that sealed their fate? When we left off, the Ninth Legion had vanished from Roman records, leaving behind only fragments, inscriptions, ruins, and whispers of their fate. Now we dive into the theories that try to explain one of history's most haunting mysteries. The most popular theory is also the most dramatic, that the Ninth met its end in a devastating ambush in northern Britain. Sometime between 117 and 120 AD, Rome's grip on the region was strained. Tribes like the Brigantes and Caledonians waged relentless guerrilla warfare, striking Roman forts and vanishing into the wild. If the Ninth suffered catastrophic losses, it would explain why Emperor Hadrian later ordered a monumental defensive wall across northern England, a desperate move to contain uprisings. But no battlefield has been found, no mass graves, only silence. Another theory suggests the Ninth wasn't destroyed in Britain at all. Instead, it may have been quietly transferred, perhaps to the Netherlands or the eastern provinces, to fight Rome's other enemies, like the Parthians. Inscriptions at Nijmegen hint at their presence there, though the dating is disputed. If true, the Ninth could have been dissolved or absorbed into other units after suffering losses elsewhere. Rome was pragmatic. When a legion's reputation faltered, erasing its name was easier than immortalizing its shame. Some speculate the Ninth was sent to Judea during the Bar Kokhba revolt, or perished in the east against Parthian forces. Others point to grisly evidence, like human skulls recovered from the Walbrook in London. But nothing ties them conclusively to the Ninth. In truth, we may never know if they fell to barbarian blades or imperial politics. While their fate remains uncertain, the Ninth's legend has only grown. Novels like The Eagle of the Ninth and films inspired by its mythos transformed their disappearance into a tale of heroism and tragedy. Writers imagined desperate last stands, lost Roman standards, and the courage of men whose stories were silenced by time. But strip away the fiction, and the real mystery remains. A highly disciplined Roman legion, feared across Europe, erased almost entirely from history. Modern historians continue to debate every scrap of evidence: stone inscriptions, tile stamps, military records. Was the Ninth truly annihilated in Britain, prompting Hadrian's Wall? Or did it simply fade into administrative oblivion after being transferred abroad? The evidence is tantalizing, but incomplete. In the end, the Ninth Legion's disappearance is a reminder of how even empires as vast as Rome can lose entire armies to time and memory. Whether they fell in a forgotten battle or dissolved quietly into history, their absence haunts us because it's human nature to seek answers, especially to mysteries that defy them. And so the Ninth marches still, in legend if not in flesh and blood. Perhaps one day archaeology will reveal their final resting place. Until then, their silence is louder than any victory.